Oh, sorry. I was just like totally rocking out. Hi, everybody. It's Mr. Courtney. You guys know better than that. I'm a super nerd. Today is actually the 9th of April, and we are starting a brand new angles lesson today. But I wanted to review from yesterday because I guarantee you today, at some point, you're going to need to go back and review your notes. The other thing I wanted to remind you about, if you are not keeping your notes, day one by day two, just like we did in class, please do that. It's super helpful. Oh, see, my music goes back on. But it's super helpful. Keep it day by day. Okay, you'll be really proud of your work when all this is over, and you'll have something to show. Hopefully to me personally, which would be great. Anyway, let's get back to the lesson. So yesterday were 4 angles that we discussed: acute, right, obtuse, and straight. Now, if you can close your eyes and picture all 4, and also a big cheesecake, then you're doing great. If you can't, stop thinking about cheesecake, okay? The acute angles are very small. As you can see, they go anywhere from less than 90, 89 degrees, all the way down to maybe 1 degree. Then you're talking acute. It's very acute. Okay, if you have a perfect 90 and you can draw a little square on the inside, whether it's turned one way or the other or cattywampus, it is the right angle to build with, okay? The YouTube is flush with videos where they talk about right angles in construction. So you can also search for those if you want to see how they're used in the real world. Faith Huntington talking to you. Obtuse angles are more than 90. Sometimes they're a little more, sometimes they're a lot more, sometimes they're really a lot more, but they can never be more than 180, because when the angle gets taken all the way out to a straight line, it is referred to as a straight angle, and it has 180 degrees. And that also means on the other side, it's 180 degrees, because as we learned yesterday, there are 360 degrees in a circle. So that seems like a little bit, seems easy, but there's a lot of information in there. And yesterday I gave you guys an assignment where I asked you to find things in your house. And I gotta say, kudos to all of you. Liliana's, I thought, was probably, no offense to anybody else, but probably the best. She had 20 of them, and you could tell she went through her entire house. So good job, everybody who did it, and there's a shout out to Liliana. Today, we are going to talk about complementary and supplementary angles. This is 6th grade work, by the way, in case you needed a little boost and pick me up. It's not 5th grade. This is 6th grade stuff. You'll see in my assignment today that I've put 4 other videos, and I'm asking you to see who does it best. Okay, do I do it best? Does my cousin Joe do it best? Do these really crazy weird teachers from like Nebraska or something, do they do it best? But I kind of want to know. So the first thing I want to talk about is supplementary angles. Supplementary angles form a 180. They basically form straight lines, and I've drawn examples of 3 different lines here that could be going in different directions. But the reason why this is so critical is, let's say you're building something, okay, and you've got an angle on one side, say that's angle A, and you might know what angle A is, but you want to find out what angle B is, or you might know what angle B is and you want to find out what angle A is. The same thing could happen here, okay, this could be A, this could be B. And sometimes you'll get a really small angle on one side, a really little acute angle, but on the other side, you'll get this huge obtuse angle. So we'll call that B and we'll call that A. Well, what happens when you know one angle, but you can't find out the other? Okay, well, you can, because you know that a straight line forms 180. So you're probably already guessing what this is and how to figure it out. And that's because you're really smart. But let's say that this angle here is 40 degrees. Okay. Now, if I know that this whole line is 180 and I know that this is 40, can you already figure out how to find the angle B? You probably can, because you would just take 180 and subtract 40, and you would know that the only number that would satisfy this little equation here is 140 plus 40 is 180. So there's your check. Easy, right? What if you had something big? Like, what if you knew B was 160? Okay. You know the straight line is 180, and you know B is 160. But what's A? Well, there's only one number that can add to 160 to make 180, and so you would call this what it is, which is 20. Okay? What about down here? What if you had something that looked really close to 90? Okay? We don't know because there's no square in there. And what if they told us, hey, this is 91, right? Well, now you might have to do a little bit of math. Of course, if you don't like subtraction, you could keep guessing until you find the number. For Mr. Courtney, I know that if I add 1 to 90, I can compensate and I can take 1 away from 90 on the other side. And if I check that, which I should, because that's the type of mathematician I am, then I'm going to discover that I did indeed find the missing angle measurement, okay? This is supplementary angles. Supplementary angles make 180. To help you memorize the difference between complementary and supplementary, do make sure that you watch the other videos. They're super nerdy and cheesy, I promise you, but they will help you memorize the difference between the two. I do have a little joke about how to memorize those two, but you probably don't want to hear it this early on a Thursday. Maybe we'll talk about it in Zoom. Okay, the second type of situation you might get is you might get complementary angles. And I'll draw two 90-degree angles here. And again, I'm going to do the best I can holding my phone here. But I'll draw this little square to let you know that these are indeed 90-degree right angles, okay? Well, sometimes the right angle itself gets divided up. So let's say, for example, that I have inside of here, I actually need two angles, right? This one is very small. This one's much bigger. These two are fairly close to the same size, but all of them are acute. How do I know that? Because this and this is less than 90. This and this is less than 90. Let's call this A, and let's call this B. Let's call this A, and let's call this B. And notice that A and B are less than 90, both of them. Together, though, they equal 90. Yeah, A plus B equals 90 in both cases. Just like over here, A plus B equals 180. Okay, so you can probably tell already how to figure this out. Because if I say that this is 40, and I know that 40 plus some mystery B equals 90, you can probably already tell that B must be equivalent to 50. Okay, easy, right? Told you, this 6th grade stuff is not hard. What about B? What if this B over here was 20? Okay, I could use the same equation and I could say 20 plus A equals 90. And you probably have already figured out that A must equal 70. Okay, so it's pretty easy stuff today. Follow the directions, check it out, make sure you listen to the song. I'm telling you, it is nerdy, boy. Woo, you're going to think I am like popular and cool after watching that thing. Check out the videos, check out the song, and tell me in the comments which one you think is better. And please finish the assignment that I've posted. I think you'll think it's a lot more fun than me giving you a worksheet to do.